It's the Wine, Wealth, and Tea podcast. And I am your host, Chrissy, back again for another conversation. And this time I have a very, very, very special guest. I have my brother. And my brother is here to have a great conversation with us today. And Jai Cole is not only my brother, he is a wrestler, entertainer, he's an actor. He is a community activist and so many other things, but I'm going to let him tell you more about himself. Jai?
Finally, nice to be here. I can't come behind that and say anything better than what you've already said. But I'm finally glad to be here on wonderful podcast, and we're going to have a good time, talk about some good things.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope so. It's something to be able to bring the podcast to my family and have them on for great conversations because we grew up in nothing but great conversations. So we know how to talk, right?
Yeah.
So, when I asked him to be a part of this project, it was out of the fact that we've both experienced a lot of issues in relationship building. I mean, because that's what this season is mostly about, relationship building. And it's been something that's been on my heart and my mind a lot to be able to ask each individual that's close to me about what we can do to fix the gap that we have in relationship building. So, you're a young guy,
Right.
single,
Single right now, yeah.
single right now.
Right.
Okay, okay. And
Single but mingling.
single and but mingling. I haven't heard that one in a long time. Single but mingling. There's a 5-year difference between the two of us, but we're still in the same, I guess, in the same generation. We still have the same core values on how we date and how we view people to a certain degree. I think so, right?
Yeah, I mean, I would say for the most part, there's a lot of similarities from your generation and my generation. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
a lot of comparables.
yeah.
Um,
That 5-year difference, the gap closes as we get older. We become more relatable the older we get with one another. And it helps our relationship building as siblings too, because you have to have a good relationship with your siblings, I think, in order to to be able to just deal with one another. So I think over the years we've had our differences growing up because we're two Leos. Let me go back. Not only are we 5 years apart, but we're 5 years and 2 days apart. So so there's a lot going on there, but like I said, as we continue to grow, we're tightening our bonds and becoming closer and closer. But what we wanted to talk about today is something that I think me and Jack can both relate to, which is social media and dating.
yeah, social media dating. It's an
Social
interesting
media.
topic.
It's an interesting topic. Not something you hear about too much, but it's something I wanted to touch on because it is relevant right now. I think that because of the disconnects that we have, that the social media and dating part is becoming more and more relevant in how we deal with one another. It's like it's almost the only way. It's no more organic meeting people in a sense.
A little bit.
It's very little. I mean, I know for me, I can almost I can't meet anybody organically. I don't know what it is, but but then I'm not a um social media dater either. So I don't know where where I fall in at right now for myself. So what I wanted to first before we dive in is I wanted people to understand how big social media dating is. There is approximately a 17% amount of our population that date online. And what that 17% breaks down to is 60 million
Mhm.
people literally date online.
Yeah.
I did that research earlier this week because I wanted to, bring some knowledge to the table in the conversation.
Right.
And I was shocked, 60 million, and I can't find one person. Like 60 million people are dating online.
That sounds about right.
That sounds about
Yeah.
right. 60 million. We that lonely?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds about right because when you think about how long the dating apps have been around,
Mm-hmm.
you're looking at like Black Planet back in the day, and then MySpace, which wasn't a dating, but you
Wow.
could still hook up off of MySpace and all these different apps. And now we're looking at there's so many of them now. And be honest with you, I probably met more women on dating sites than I have in person over probably the last 10 years.
Really? I remember Black Planet. Did I meet anybody off Black Planet? I think one person. One person.
Black Planet was popular.
It was very popular. It was a lot of babies born from Black Planet as well.
Are you a Black Planet baby?
So
Might be.
might be. Forget Freaknik, we had Black Planet. Yeah. So, but yeah, that's amazing to think about. Like, it's been crazy. Now, I'm gonna take it back even further. I don't think you even remember because you're younger than me. It used to be these dating chat lines on the
Like
phones.
Talkie and all that.
I don't know what they were called.
Yeah, it was like the party lines.
Party lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. And people would meet and talk and leave you voicemails and
Yeah,
things.
Talkie, Talkie.
Yeah.
Baltimore Raven.
Ooh, telling my
Different
age.
ones.
Yeah, that was really weird. But they have an estimate. Well, we surpassed the estimate already because the estimate was from 2023. That online dating has reached 441 million people. That is scary. The amount of people that have found each other through online dating. I guess it's scary and it's promising in a way because it's like if 441 million people found some type of connection online, not saying that they all worked, but that they found a connection online, then it must be something that actually works. So, and just in case you're wondering, the most popular dating app is Tinder.
Mm.
Yeah. Tinder is the most popular with 29.6% of the population using Tinder. And then, of course, you have Bumble and Hinged. They trail behind with 12.9 and then another 5%, which
Yeah.
is really weird. I can't remember. I think I tried Tinder. I tried Tinder. I've tried Facebook dating as well.
I know some people that have tried that and they like it. I've never tried any of the ones you named, but I know about them.
You
I've
know
never
about
tried any of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what is it that you are you a online? I think you did speak on that. You do online date, right?
Yeah, I mean, I shuffle between it. Sometimes I get
Between
on,
face to
sometimes
face.
I get off.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go out.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's a lot easier to meet in person than it's less time consuming when you're in person
When you're in person.
than to get online, talk for a couple of days, which can turn into a couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Then you may not even have the interest anymore. There's so many factors. Now it works for a lot of people, but
Right.
it's more of a gamble online because you really don't know what you're getting into.
I can understand that because it's not really the safest space to date. You know what I mean? Like it's you taking, like you said, you're taking a gamble. You don't know what's out there.
You got AI now. You
Yeah.
got all these different things.
So you think people are still getting catfished?
Absolutely. That's why that show still exists.
That's why the show still
I was
exists.
watching it last week. It's a funny show, but
It is. It is a funny
messed up.
show. I mean, it's realistic. It's in touch with people's loneliness that they have out here and their desire to find one another. And it's hard. So, And I say that to even still ask the question, why do you think we're pushed so hard to go online dating? Like, what has happened?
Well, everything else is online, from work, entertainment, what else is online? Church,
Mhm.
church is
Church?
online.
Oh, yeah, church. Yeah.
Food is online.
Yeah.
Your money's online. Like
Your bills,
everything is online at this point, and
school.
they're like, well, you're on your phone anyway.
You might as well maximize the full
So
usage of your phone.
realistically, you can
Podcast is online.
do everything online and on your phone. So why not just, instead of somebody going out to a bar or whatever lounge and try to, buy 10 women a drink, I can just get online and message 20 women at one time if I want. I can send a mass message. Not me, but I'm just saying that
But that's how some
people
people
look at.
operate.
Yeah.
So do you think that? So if you message 20 people, what is the
You don't think that
probability?
people are messaging? The average guy is probably messaging, from what I've seen. I know guys that have sent like 50 messages, and they can copy and paste meaning the same
You know
thing.
what? And they do the same thing in texting.
You know,
Listen. When I realized that guys do the same thing with a text message, send all girls the same good morning, beautiful, good morning, queen, good morning, grand rising queen.
whatever they like to hear.
Yeah, whatever they like to hear, they send it to 20 different women all at once.
Yeah, when guys know that one woman likes something, the possibility of another woman liking the same thing,
well, you know what?
I be higher.
How about that? I do it too.
Like,
so if I'm saying good morning, I'm gonna say good morning to everybody that's in the Rolodex.
Yeah, so Grand Rising, all this stuff.
All of this,
Good morning, King, Queen.
Yeah, whatever. It's I guess right. It's just trying to catch somebody's attention, you know. I guess to see where the conversation can go. So when you're online dating, like just tell me something about it, because I'm not familiar with it. I tried it.
I'll be honest with you.
Mhm.
It's been I've had buddies that have had great experiences. I've had buddies that had bad experiences. I've had good experiences. I've had not so good experiences. I've met women off dating apps that I've still years ago that I'm still friends with.
Mhm.
So it depends, So, and I probably met somebody on dating that didn't look what they appeared to look to me when they were on there. And that was, for some people, that's just the tip of the iceberg, where they're like, I'm done with online dating. I had one buddy that something happened like that to him. He was done with online dating. He was like done with it.
He was that terrified
because after talking for that period of time,
he wasted so much of his time.
He's like, yeah, I'm not going back to that. I was upset. I walked off
with nothing.
Yeah, he just walked away. He's like, yeah, I'm not going to do that.
I mean, I guess I can understand that you put so much time and effort in, and then you get nothing in return. That's hurtful, especially for me. Conversation, as you can see, that's my love language. So I can't have anybody playing with my conversational skills.
Well, I seen this one article where a guy, he managed to trigger AI to talk to as many women as he wants for him. So it's an AI program where he was talking to like 50 women at one time. And what he did was got conversation tips from AI, and AI was carrying on all his conversations with multiple women at the same time.
Yo, that's scary. That is scary. So now, not only do you have to wonder if the guy that you're talking to is just talking to you, but now you got to wonder if the guy you're talking to or the girl is AI talking for that person, because there's so many other people that they're talking to all at once.
I could be on a beach somewhere, and my phone is AI chatting with this girl in New York somewhere, and she thinks that I'm responding, and it's not me. It's AI.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's the technology thing on that is it's funny. That's just how the technology. But back before 10 years ago, you didn't have to worry about that kind of stuff online. You just had to worry about the person actually looking like they are in their pictures. Now you don't know if you're going to get a he or she. Sometimes you don't know what you're going to get.
That's true.
So
that's true.
And then for some people, it doesn't. They've never experienced any of that kind of thing.
I mean, that's also true. All of that is very, very true. I want to say something really quick tonight. Tonight, I'm drinking some Healing While Living tea. My ginger tea is one of my favorites at Healing While Living. It is my bestie's. It's her brand. It's her business where you can find sea moss, tea, elderberries, all of the things that help heal your body from the inside out. And I am enjoying it with a spoonful of pure honey, and I needed it this evening. So that is my sip of the day.
Sounds good.
It
It's good
is.
stuff.
It is. It is good stuff. It is good stuff. Soothing to the body. So, you were saying that, all these different things that AI can do when it comes to dating, but can it match you with the right person? You know what I mean? After all of that, like, think about it. If AI is dating for you, before you know it, you going out on a date with somebody you ain't had no conversation with.
I mean, I mean, you never really know. So it's all kind of a gamble in a way, with when you're looking at online dating, you know, you can't put like this is how I look at it. I don't put a lot of stock into it
Mm-hmm.
until, let's just say, I meet the person. I don't put a lot of hope into it, or it's just something to do. And
Mm-hmm.
if it's tricky, because I mean, if you're messaging somebody, say you see a woman that you think is attractive, you don't think that 300,000 other men think she's attractive too. So if the messages that she's getting, this is one thing I would I would say to guys: if you want to see how many messages the average woman online gets, create a fake profile as a woman, and you'll just see how many messages you're going to get
As a woman.
as a woman. So
I know, as a woman.
yeah, so you're going to have to you got to fight against the odds. The
I
odds
mean,
are tremendous.
and the odds are worse online than they are, face to face in public. And I guess, I don't know, I guess people are scared of rejection face to face more. That's why it's easier to be rejected online than it is to be face to face, do you think?
Well, I would say this. It's just from what I know, not really from experience, because um, I know that a lot of guys online, they talk about rejection. Like,
Yeah.
they deal with that much more than most women.
Mm-hmm.
So if some women probably have never dealt with rejection, but the average guy, I would say today, they are definitely afraid of rejection.
And that's why they're going more towards online dating.
I would say online dating and just other avenues, because they would rather say like, hey, I don't know what I'm going to get.
Right.
Am I going to be rejected, or am I going to be rejected and disrespected?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? What can go down?
Mm-hmm.
And I guess some guys, they get rejected so much, it's just kind of like,
Doesn't matter.
At this point, just,
What led you to online dating? I mean, I know for me, I just wanted to try to meet most of the people I've dated in my life have been people that I grew up with, knew through somebody else. And all of those relationships have gone wrong. So when I decided to start going online to date, it was because I wanted something fresh, new, that nobody knew anything about me and I didn't know anything about them. And it can be really organic. So that's why I started to look in it. I'm not dating right now. I'm not looking to date right now. But when I was, those were the reasons why. So what led you to go to online dating?
well, like I said before, like I was online dating a little bit,
So
kind of.
you
But the
you
funny thing
shuffle in
about it
between.
is that when I first learned about online dating, long over 10 years ago, it was called POF.
Mm-hmm.
And I was at work, and this guy, he had turned me on to POF. This guy was actually married. So he actually turned me on to POF while he was at work. And I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
look at how many girls is on there and how easy it is. And this was over 10 years ago.
Oh.
He had showed this to me. So I had got on. So POF was always my go-to one, because it always worked out for me. You know what I'm saying? So, but after a while, let's say you meet somebody, and then if you meet somebody, you get off.
Mhm.
And then let's just say it doesn't work out. You might try it again because, hey, it's worked the first couple times.
Right.
That's what I'm used to. Or let's just say, some people might date somebody and they still be on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've heard stories like that where a guy where people are like, well, I've been with this person for months and I went on, I found out they were still on a dating website somewhere, or my friend seen them on
I had
or
a
something
I
like
had an
that.
experience like that. I was dating somebody
Yeah.
and I noticed this thing would pop up on his phone. And I was like, what is that? Oh, that was when I was dating online. Well, why is it still popping up? He's like, oh, I don't pay it any mind anymore. Why do you still have the app? Like we were dating. Like we didn't meet online either.
Mhm.
So and that was eHarmony. And I almost forgot about that until now. But it would pop up on his phone, you've been matched or whatever. And I'm like, you still looking for matches? Man, like what's going on here? So yeah, it's that's really weird. That's weird. That
Yeah, I mean, those are just things that, you know, um, people are concerned about that they've had to,
yeah.
get.
I mean, I've already got to compete with the people that's out here. Now I got to compete with the people that I'm never gonna see that could be miles and miles away.
It can be addicting to some people too.
You
It,
think?
it can be because if all you got to do is swipe left or right, and you're just hoping that, hey, I'm going to see somebody that I like. This next one might be. I swipe left 20 times, but the 21st time it might be the one.
Oh my
So
gosh.
people can get addicted to it, and they can get into like this. I'll be real with you. Now, I told you I would get off online
Hmm.
and I'll get back on.
Hmm.
Now, I'm not saying that other people don't do that, but there are women that I've seen on there at least for 6, 7 years.
Wow.
And sometimes I would just get on just to get on. Let's just say I'm single for 2 or 3 years or whatever. I might just get on, but they're literally, you can kind of tell when certain women, they may have found somebody and they got back on, or their profile has never been off there. But there are a lot of familiar faces that I see on there that I've seen on there
And
for
it's just
years,
kind of
for years. Like
circulating.
I've seen, like, oh yeah, I know her. I know her. I've seen them before.
Oh
Yeah,
no.
I've seen this.
So
There's
it
plenty
becomes
of people.
familiar.
Yeah, because there's so many women that I've seen on there that I've seen so many times, or that I may have talked to for a shorter period of time, and I get back on, yeah, and they're still on there. So it just depends on the
What
situation
the
for the person.
situation is.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if online dating is necessarily for me.
yeah.
Um, because you know me, bro. You know I'm a little I don't know. I don't know. You tell me.
I mean,
I think with me, I'm just a little bit more traditional. And it makes because I'm traditional, it makes it harder for me to get comfortable in the space of meeting somebody online and then being comfortable enough with them to exchange my information and then being comfortable enough with them to meet them in public. I mean, I guess it's the same thing if you met somebody out in the street.
well, I will say this: as a woman, it's extremely risky to be online dating. Because I used to look at someone's profiles and they would have all these different things about, this and that, because, hey, I don't want this, I don't want this, or don't be this way, because they've already experienced some kind of weird situation
Right.
from some weird dude
Right.
online. So
Right.
it is very risky for a woman to go on online dating
Hmm.
because I mean, dudes are weird. So, but also you got to understand too, online dating, there's the long term effect it'll have on you on the mental aspect, because it can destroy your confidence. Where a lot of guys feel like the online dating is destroying their confidence because you're kind of like promoting yourself in a way. You're not getting the
Yeah.
results. You're not getting your messages. No one's responding back to you, or you can see
It's a
that
quicker
people have
way
read it.
to shoot your confidence level
You see
down.
people are online, but they're not responding to you,
Yeah.
or you can see they read your messages that they're not responding to you. So for nowadays, now the thing about it is that it's different now because 10 years ago, certain online apps like POF, it seemed like guys have more of a flex.
Hmm.
Now that you have to pay for a lot of these apps,
Yes.
it's $50 a month,
Yeah.
$150 a year,
Yeah.
or they're really expensive.
To make sure that you are taking it seriously,
Yeah.
I believe. And I like that part of it because if you're not going to take it seriously, why are you here? Why are you here to waste people's time? And I like that aspect of making people pay for your time.
But the downfall of that is, what about the guy that paid his $200 a year he ain't getting no matches. No one's responding to him. He's not getting it's pointless.
I'm sorry.
It's pointless. He's not he now they make because before a lot of those apps were free.
Yeah.
You would pay I remember when a lot of those apps were completely free. So the guy that's done everything he was supposed to do, he paid for the fee. He thought, hey, this is gonna be it. I'm gonna pay, and nothing happens.
And nothing happens.
So
well, that's the pay to play. You know, you win some, you lose
everything
some.
is pay to play now.
Everything is pay to play. I mean,
Everything's pay to play.
I'm still leery, even though I've done it, but every time I do it, I feel like I'm put on display for sale. And it just makes me very uncomfortable to know that total strangers are basically looking at my photos, looking at if they like my hair coloring, if I'm the right height, if I have the right religion, you know, do I own dogs or cats? They're looking at all of these things about me and judging me before they even, you know, what happened to love at first sight? Like, or you see somebody across the room and you want to get their information. Like, where did we lose that disconnect in relationship building, do you think?
Well, I would say now that everything is so digitalized, just like you explained before, where I've met plenty of women and they would say, guys don't approach me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because there's now a disconnect because we've done everything digitally for so long where everything is really kind of like phony online. We don't know if a person is really interested in us just by a conversation or just a woman is staring at you. Some guys, the
They
disconnect
don't know
is
what to
there.
do.
It's not there. It's there.
Yeah.
Everything's
So,
disconnected.
you know, and that's the reason why these conversations that I'm having this season are so important, because I wanted to bring back awareness of the fact that we have completely disconnected from one another. And I want to see a way in which we can bring that connection back so that it won't be so awkward when we're going out, meeting each other and in spaces, to have a conversation with somebody, you know, just to get to know them and that you may connect with them, you know, instead of, do you know this person online and you don't know them, but you want to follow them? And now it's to the point, should you follow that person? Is that person somebody that you want to know? You know, it's just too many questions, too many gray areas, I feel like, in social media that have taken us to a place of being disconnected. That's a big deal right now. And you can't, for me, in social media and dating, you can't truly feel out a person through typing a few words back and forth.
Yeah. I mean, there are people that are never going to get that are going to miss out on good people because they don't know them. They just already written them off just based on what they see or what they read on their profile. They'll never get to know that person because you can only put so much on a profile about who you are in your life. You still have to get out there and see if there's any actual connection with that person, and that's something that's not really going on a lot now, where you just go out and you just randomly meet somebody and establish a connection right then and there.
I don't know. I'm trying to warm up to the idea of dating again altogether. You know how I feel about dating right now. It's just not top 10 on my list of things to do. But I don't even know the right way to approach it when the time is right. I mean, I'm to a point now where I've just decided to just clean house. Clean house meaning everybody, just wipe them all out. And wait to meet the right person. And for me, it may not be online. I don't feel comfortable with that. So when you're online, like, what are some of the red flags that you look for?
Well, what I've learned to do is I've actually learned from women, where they state what they want, what they don't want, and you can either take it or leave it. So if, let's just say, there's a woman that says, hey, I have 4 kids, I know I don't want to deal with that. So I'm going to keep it moving. So I just try to stand firm on exactly what I'm looking for, because there are hundreds of people that want things, and someone probably you connect with will want the same thing that you're looking for, or have the same lifestyle or interests that you have.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It just depends.
So when you are out and it's not online, how do you approach that?
Well,
I know for me, like I'm I'm not the I'm not an aggressive woman in that aspect. I'm always waiting for a guy to approach me.
and I would say that those days are slowly becoming things of the past. With this whole podcast, red pill, and women this and men that, the battles, discussions, the
Popping balloons.
Kendra G's and popping balloons and all these different guys, it's kind of have a diluted mindset of what a man should do, what a woman should do, who's doing this or who's doing what, where everybody's confused.
Right.
Everybody's guys are walking on the wrong side of the street. The women are driving men around in cars.
Yeah.
The women are pumping gas.
Yeah.
You know, and the guys are at home cooking, the girls out partying.
Right.
So everything is just kind of
upside down.
Everything is no one kind of knows, and then for the people that didn't have any kind of example.
I was going to say, but that leads us back to one of our first episode of not really having the things that you need in the community to show you where you find those relationships. Yeah. So, there's a huge disconnect there because, like you said, I mean, who's going to show them how to date? So
have some kind of you have to have some kind of a blueprint. I mean, not just what the world tells you, but if you were able to see it, a little bit of it, or part of it, or get an example from somewhere, kind of what this generation, they're getting their examples from the internet,
right?
TV shows,
from TV shows, horrible TV shows,
dating coaches and podcast people, and
yeah,
people that have no business giving
advice. And that's one thing. I'm not here to give advice. I am literally trying to just help people connect again. Just help us have the conversations. There's a difference in giving advice and then having a conversation. I think in conversation and having dialogue, we find our own solutions to the problems we have. Whereas if I'm giving advice, I'm telling you that I figured it out and I got it right, and I haven't. I clearly have not. So I cannot give you advice, not one bit. So,
I mean, when you mentioned Pop the Balloon, and we gotta think too that even when you talking about a show like that,
that's now on Netflix.
That's still online dating.
It is,
and it's probably the worst show ever created because
oh my gosh,
you're giving people too much power to say it's a checklist that's it's like unlimited checklist.
Yeah,
it's unlimited check. It never ends.
It never ends, and it's always negative. It's negative. I tried to watch a little bit of it. At first, I watched it, online because it was funny. I was like, "What the heck is this?" And it got so popular, and now it's a show. But I don't. And I hear that some people have found their connection. Yes, in anything, but the majority of it is pretty negative.
I don't recommend any guy should go on a show like that. I mean, because number one, you're going to be videotaped. So, and
you're gonna be stuck in that place.
Yeah, you're going to be, people going to see it, and you may like you, other people may like you, but there's no guarantee that these people may like you, no matter how good you look, no matter how much money you make. Some people just want to humiliate you. So at the end of the day,
I seen one the other day, where the girl she barely came out to introduce herself, and all the guys popped the balloon. I was like, what the? I just didn't feel a connection. Well, you didn't even give the girl a chance to say hello. Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine how that felt. Like you said, the confidence.
I wouldn't.
That's social media. That's swiping. What is it? Which way is it?
That's swipe left.
That's swiping left in your face.
Yeah, like you don't want to be, because then on top of that video is going to be trending all over the internet. Yeah. It's going to be remade by all these different content creators. You're going to be
talking about it on your podcast.
Yeah, it's. I don't recommend people to do that. It's just not a good look.
I feel bad for that young lady. And I hope that she finds the person that's good for her. That maybe did see her and, felt something and wasn't, but I don't know too, that are these people scripted? You got to think about that.
Sometimes maybe and maybe not. With the internet, you never really know.
Yeah, you never know.
Because it's all about the
algorithms and getting the numbers up.
Whatever is trending, or everybody really wants to be trending. That's really what it's about, to put these shows on. I mean, they're not really there to help anybody.
No.
They want to make money. They want to be trending. They want to be people talking about it. That's really all it is about, you know.
I again, that leads to mental health issues too. You know, that's a big concern, and we'll get into mental health issues more this season when it comes to relationships and community building. Um, I just feel that it's unfortunate to be humiliated like that on television. I would not. I and you have to have tough skin, but me, I'm not signing up for that. I'm just not.
Yeah, I've had me and mom, we watch some and she would be laughing and then she'll be like, really, what's wrong with that guy? Like
Right.
it's funny that, you know, people want what they want, but I think it goes back to the fact that what I've always been hearing, you know, in these spaces about people talking is that people are always looking to find the next best thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where people are right now, where they always think something better is coming when they don't realize a lot of times nothing better is coming.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying?
But I mean,
So
when you say nothing better is coming, do you say that to say you got to take what you can get?
I'm not saying that you have to take what you can get, but you just have to know when you got something good and you already reached your peak. You know,
Ah,
that's what I'm saying. Because let's just say if a woman is going to say, hey, I'm going to do better than this guy. But if this guy, let's just say this is a normal guy working a 9 to 5, doing the best he can, and he's not on any drugs, he's not out there, he doesn't have 10 baby mamas, and he has some drive and determination. Are you really going to do better than that guy? You know, unless this guy was really down, really bad, abusive, an
right,
alcoholic,
right.
he was never had any money. You can do better than him. But the chances to do better than a person that's already doing his best, it's how much higher are you going to get? You're going to get
But we all
somebody,
feel like we can be housewives of Atlanta. So we all walk
and some
around.
will.
Right, some will. But the reality of it is that not everybody is going to meet somebody of that
Yeah,
stature. It's very, very, very rare to um, have that lifestyle, I guess you can say, if that's what,
yeah,
because everybody wants the lifestyle of
yeah,
what a relationship looks like. Not everybody wants to be in a relationship. They just
yeah.
want the look of the
They just want.
relationship.
They don't like they say some people they don't want to be husbands or wives. They just want to be married.
That's it.
They don't want
It's a
that.
difference. That's a strong
Because then
difference.
to be a husband, there's a job. To be a wife, there's duty involved.
Right.
And some people they don't want that. They just want the title or experience of being married. You know what I'm saying? So
Which is and it comes with a lot.
yeah,
I'll say that.
it's
Um, and you got to be ready for it. You know. Do you think that there's a way for people to truly find love online?
um I think that the
I'll say
reality
this
of
real
it.
quick. Do you know anybody that it's worked out for?
I know plenty of people that have met people offline that have it's going pretty good for them, and maybe those people are still together. But just from my immediate people that I know on a daily basis, no.
Just flat out no.
But I know people, but I'll be real with you. Most people that I know now are just trying to hook up. I'm not even going to I'm not even going to try to make
See,
it
that's
seem
another
like
problem.
somebody is looking
Right.
for
How many
all this
people
love.
are really, really, really looking for relationships? Like, let's be serious.
It's either somebody's looking to hook up or somebody's looking for somebody to pay their bills. Somebody needs a place to live. Let's just be real here. Everybody's not looking for a long lasting relationship. Some people just have needs that they want to get met, or they want to get over somebody else, and they need something to do.
Right.
That's
Right.
what a lot of people out here are trying to do.
Right.
Not everybody is still trying to find this old school love and husband and wife. That's more like our parents' generation and a little bit of our generation. But the majority of people want to do what they want to do. That's just
That's why everybody is so like single, like single.
I mean, you have polygamy out here. You have all these different things to do things your way now. You don't have to really go and say, hey, things have to be this way. People have come up with their own
way of
ways
how they're gonna do things.
of how they want to do and there'll always be people that are fine with that, like, hey, let's ride this new wave and do this and that. I mean, that's just where we are now. So you have to kind of really dig through all the clutter to find somebody that's really on that level now. It's a lot more easier. I mean, you can find a guy that has 4 and 5 baby moms and has been married 3 or 4 times. You can find a woman that's been in that same situation. And if that's something that you are cool with, then that's
And
cool.
it works.
But if you're looking for somebody that is trying to be similar to the lifestyle and pattern that you have, it's going to be a lot harder to find that. And I mean, I'm not saying lose hope. I'm just saying
so what do
you sound disappointed. But
I mean,
don't be.
I am very disappointed. I mean, and you know, you've seen, you know, my dating. You've seen it, and it's a disappointment to a certain degree.
I mean, a lot of women have the same conversations. I mean, I'm not. It's not. You're not in any way by yourself. I'm not by myself. A lot of people, hundreds of people, thousands of people feel the exact same way. They have this dating burnout situation.
Yeah.
Because we're older now, and and it actually gets. I couldn't imagine dating at 65. You know what I'm saying?
I don't want to.
Like 50 is pushing it. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't imagine, because at that point I just want to do what I want to do. Like I don't like.
And that's part of the thing. Like, here I am, you know, getting ready to go into the mid 40s and still early. But I'm getting to a space now where I'm like, oh, I don't know if I want somebody coming in and rearranging my life. You know, it's running quite smoothly right now. So, you know, unless we're on the same page and we running on the same type of time, and I don't know if this is going to work. And it's because it's taken so long. I think, you know, had I met somebody early on, then we could have changed and grew together. But once you become, like you said, I don't want to be 50 still dating. I don't. But if I'm 50 and I'm single, it is what it is. I'll just be traveling the world. I mean, I won't feel disappointed in that way about it. It's not, you know, it's like I don't want to be, but if I am, then I'm going to have fun with it.
I mean, it's all how you look at it. I mean, you got my buddy, not my buddy, but Lenny Kravitz. What is he, 60?
Oh my God.
He's single and he's living his best life.
I would definitely date.
You know, the man is 60.
That man
He's
at
just
60 is freaking amazing.
So it's not like
Let me just say this really quick. When I think of dating an older man, that's what I'm going to date right there. Like, I can deal with that older man look that he has. He doesn't even have the older man look. He just has a man look. I'm sorry
what's the
to tell
old
you.
man look?
Older man look. Like Shannon Sharp.
Older man look?
Yeah, he older.
The thing is his haircut. He got a really bad haircut.
That haircut is bad. But he looks like he's somebody's uncle. Like,
I mean, he was all broken up on the football field. So I mean, yeah, he was broken up.
I'm not. He looked like he's just somebody's uncle.
Yeah, somebody's auntie.
That's it. That has happened a few times to him. But you know, no, I need an older guy with some swag. You know, we grew up with swag. You know, it is what it is. I'm looking for a certain type of older man. If I'm
I
going to
mean,
do it.
I've really been seeing, like, this past couple of years, I've been seeing a lot of older guys that make it seem like, all right, getting old is not that bad because you can still look good, still feel good.
Yeah, they have to be taking care of
I've
themselves.
seen a lot more guys, like older guys.
Older guys that are getting into, I don't care about the gray hair look. You know, as long as you take care of your body, your mind, you know, and as long as you don't look like you could be my grandfather.
Would
I
you
just
want a gray beard, or you don't care about a
I
gray
don't
beard?
care about the gray beard. I like the gray beard. But you can't, again, look at Lenny Kravitz. I'm not saying that you gotta have a six pack, but dude, I'm not looking for your beer belly either. I'm just not. Not when I am struggling so hard to maintain my health. That's what I'm saying. Like, if I'm in my 40s and I'm pushing to maintain my health, then if you're 50, 55, then your health gotta be on point.
Yeah, and that's something that probably they have to have been dealing with 20 years earlier. You know, he's on top of that 20 years. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah. I mean, like when we was watching it the other day, I said, I'm telling you, he's probably a raw vegan. He's like, oh no. I'm like, I'm telling you, what did they say? Raw vegan.
So I mean,
You,
yeah.
you trying to live that lifestyle?
I mean, then I might. You never know. I might stop eating meat and at some point, but as of right now, I'm still gonna get them
He's
wings.
gonna get them wings,
Yeah,
bro.
East Coast wings.
I,
Yeah.
I,
Well, yeah. I mean, like for example, our uncles, they don't look like the average
no,
50-year-old.
50, almost 60-year-old men. And that's what I'm saying. I can deal with that. They have a certain style to them. I can't deal with your whole wardrobe is nothing now but khakis and pullovers, like you gotta have something else in there, some swag to it, something.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has to be in you.
Yeah.
Like you have to have
You have to have always had style.
or it got to be in your mind. Like everybody else doesn't have that kind of
No.
like. You have to have a certain level of like confidence too
Right,
to
right.
dress a certain way.
Certain way. I mean, and I know right now we've completely gone off on a tangent about what kind of older man that your sister would date, but this is because, I I'm in that space right now of what is going to be appropriate for me when the time is right. So, and even like with you, I want to see you with someone that fits who you are, and not someone that is trying to, they just want to be with you, but they can't fit you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's oftentimes we date people that they want to date us, but they don't fit us. And that creates a disaster,
Yeah,
you know? And we're not about to do trauma to pass down in more generations.
trauma bonding.
Yeah, no more trauma bonding.
Yeah.
No, and you have to be careful with that even in social media dating because you don't know. You're going off of what these people want you to believe about them.
Yeah,
Want you to see about them that they can hide. I feel like in social media dating, you can hide behind that veil of who you really are.
Yeah.
Yes, you can get to know them, you can start dating them, but I feel like something is always going to be hidden there in a way that you'll never know about because you started with social media dating.
Here's that perception too. It's like sometimes I think our own perception of that person plays a part in that because what we see on social media is somebody that gets a lot of likes or they look like they're having the time of their life. They look like they're doing good,
Oh, yeah.
but we don't know that.
We don't
So
know.
we just thinking because we can choose what you see. We choose what we want you to see on social media.
And that's the thing. Social media is made for entertainment purposes only. Like, let's be clear, it allows you to be entertained. It does something to stimulate your mind. So I know right now it's quite a few guys that would not date me at all because of my presence on social media, because I do some of the things that I do, and that's their preference. That doesn't change who I am, but that's their preference, and I can understand it.
Yeah, I mean, I think as far as like the Black community and date, because I can't speak for
Others.
all the races because not everybody has the same concerns and issues.
Right, right.
I think that a lot of men sometimes they're too worried about who else she may be talking to. If let's just say, because I've had an issue where because I have a presence online,
Mm-hmm.
women may assume that you have multiple women, at your disposal anytime, and who could he be talking to?
It's an insecure issue.
A lot of people have that when you have something when they don't realize you're just a lot of times you're doing business online, or
Right.
you're promoting a product or something like that, or a movie or something that you're doing, and people in the comments, you may know them, you may not. And most people, I've never met them. They're just people that
Right.
they
That follow
support.
you and then they support you.
Yeah.
Like, right. But a person can feel threatened by that. Do you feel, okay, so we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into social media and dating. Do you feel that when you are dating, social media has to change?
It depends on how serious it is. I think that if you're just like casual dating, no expectations, I personally would rather not even have access or even need to feel like I need to know what's going on in your social media.
Mhm.
because now, unless we're on that serious level, you know, then maybe we can be friends on social media to the point where, there's pictures and stuff like that.
Right, right.
And then if we're married, obviously it's
We
going to be
share it,
listed
right.
online. Hey, this is my woman, my wife, whatever the case is. But I think some people take it a little bit too far because
Yeah.
once you start digging, you're going to keep
You're
digging.
gonna keep
Keep
digging,
digging
and you're
because
gonna keep building
this
that
person's probably
insecurity
had
about it.
social media for 15 years and he probably was dating somebody that was on there and could still be friends.
With other people.
His social media existed before that person met you.
Exactly.
And I remember there was one time there was like a woman that I was dating and she fought so hard for me to add her on my social media. And I was just like, it's not important. And after I did that over the course of a year, problems started. There was more questions. Well, who's this girl from California?
Yeah.
Who's that person? I was like, I've never met her. Well, she acts like she likes you. Maybe she does. Maybe she does. I've never met her.
Right.
So it started to slowly, once I added her, started to slowly cause
it becomes a problem.
questions and things. And then I never really questioned her about anybody that was on her social media because I didn't think that anybody was worth bringing up.
Right.
So, and there was one point where I asked about a guy and then he's like, yeah, he likes me, whatever the case is. But I never pursued it because I just didn't think it was ever
Relevant.
I just want to know who he was.
Right.
He comments on everything. And again, that's what you're supposed to do on social media.
That helps
You're
with
supposed to socialize.
numbers.
You're
Right.
supposed to comment. It is social media, so
Right.
you have to socialize. So you expect people not to socialize on social media?
So I had a relationship where I felt uncomfortable sharing our pages with one another. Like, we were friends on social media, and what I noticed was the amount of women that was on his page. It was ridiculous. And the comments. And the moment that the comments started to make me uncomfortable, I actually deleted myself as his friend on his page. And it was because I didn't want my mind playing tricks on me. It was like, I don't have time to go through 5,000 friends to see which one that you're possibly dealing with. Like, I was not about to go down a rabbit hole because that's what it is. It's a rabbit hole. For you to think that all 500 or 5,000 of this person's friends, you know, that they're dealing with every one of them, or, that, or possibly could be dealing with a handful of them. It's too much work. It's too much work. And once I felt that pressure, I told him, I was like, I think I'm going to come off your page. Well, you don't have to. I'm not doing anything behind your back. Da, 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 da. All these different things. It's not like that. These people are just people that just make comments. And I said, yeah, but it makes me uncomfortable. And this is your world, and it was your world before we got together. So I'm just going to come off it. We're not married, and there's no need for me to be on your page. And his response, well, I was the first woman that he had ever posted pictures with on his social media. He had never posted pictures of a woman before. So to him, that was saying basically to me that I was more relevant than anybody. And that may very well have been true, but yet still, it just made me uncomfortable. So I came off his page. And that was my thing. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody can admit that they have a weakness or that it was just too much for them to handle. Some people will make an argument out of it and start, developing some issues in their relationship. So instead of me developing issues in the relationship, I shut it completely down. Um, and the relationship, of course, didn't work out for other reasons. But I'm still at that point now. If I decide to date somebody seriously, I don't want to share pages because that can arise, especially now. The more stuff that I do online, all I know is a guy's going to search. He's going to search.
Yeah, I mean that can be weird now because everybody's locked into social media. We're locked into Facebook, Instagram. No one's deleting social media. We're locked in. So you're merging the two worlds. Their people, their associates, their friends, and vice versa. And then people have their opinions, or people want to like photos, and it's just you're looking to see what people are saying, all these different comments. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I know people that are married. They don't have pictures of each other on social media. They're not even listed that they are married on social media.
And I think that's weird.
Wine on the table, tea in the cup. Talking about life, yeah, we leveling up.
This segment of Wine, Wealth, and Tea podcast was sponsored by Healing While Living. You can find all of our natural products at www.healingwhileliving.com. And don't forget, remove the weight of the world and start healing.
So we're back after a break of a lot of issues. Okay, so let me just tell you some, behind the scenes, some BTS. I am learning a lot about podcasting, and I'm learning a lot about equipment. And little did I know, when we took our break, everything died. Our cameras, our microphones, everything just went out. So now I know that everything has to stay on charge. So this is just a learning curve, a learning experience, because I am new to the podcasting world on this level. I've been doing this for 5 years, but on this level, it's very new to me. And I'm learning each and every time. Each time you see the set, it's something different because we're trying out different things. We're trying out different mics, different camera angles, all types of things, different apps to bring you the best podcast that I can bring you from the Wine, Wealth, and Tea. So, we were talking about dating and social media and what my life looks like for dating and everything now. And as we're coming to our conclusion, I wanted to ask you, Ron. So, what do you think people should do for online dating? Like, just go for it.
Like what they should do,
What they should do?
is probably do what's best for them, in their sense, in their realm. Because at the end of the day, I think people want to do what's best for them in the long run anyway. Everybody wants what's best for them. They don't really, you know.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, not I guess. You're right. People have to ultimately do what's best for them, and not take advice from all of the red pill nonsense that we've seen over the years, because we know about that and how that can affect our community, in finding someone. I think a lot of the things that we've seen over the years, from people that represent our community haven't helped. They have not helped. So now here we are trying to mend and fix the issues that were caused from social media, from a lot of the people that were present on social media, and what they were telling us, and what they were telling our men, and what they were telling our women, how they now have us looking at each other. And it's almost a deterrent from each other to date. So, that's my take on it. So you can say, like you said, you got to do what's best for you. But I'm going to say do what's best for you and don't follow the trends of what you think dating is. Try to find out what works best for you in your space, what makes you comfortable. Whether it be online dating, whether it be going out to a club, whether go jogging, go for coffee and meeting people organically, going to church. I don't know. I don't know what works for everybody, but find something that's going to fit you. I wish you the best of luck, brother dear, on your on again, off again online dating. I'm so glad that you came to the podcast. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I did well. I hope you come back because this series is not over and we'll talk some more.
Yeah, we're not done yet on this subject.
We're not done. We're not done. We're not
Ride
done.
it out.
Right. I have one more last thing before we go. I always like to play a game with my guests. It's called Conversation Complete. Okay. So what we do, we're gonna make this quick tonight because I don't know if something's gonna die again. I take a couple cards from the deck. And you get to ask me whatever question pops up in these decks of cards. You just pick one.
Pick one.
Just pick one.
Okay.
I'm not picking two. Okay. This is off subject. I don't know. Maybe yours is still on subject. But you go ahead and
If you have any mythical creature as a guardian, what would it be?
mythical creature. I'm gonna say unicorn because that's too basic. That's right.
Okay, why?
Why? Because they're so powerful. They're so big and mysterious, and they can breathe fire, and they can fly, and they're magical. What about you?
Oh, I have to answer the same question
Yeah.
on that. Okay. I could any mythical creature. It would probably be like Yoshi from Mario, something like that. Yeah.
You like Yoshi?
Yoshi's cool. He gets the chicks. You can ride him. He's cool.
He's
hang out
cool.
with.
He's cool. Yeah,
He
he's
looks out
cute.
for you. He's cool.
Okay. If you could replace your hands with any object, what would you choose? What the hell is that? Replace your hands? I promise you that's what it says. If you could replace your hands with any object, what would you choose? I don't know. Claws?
I can't grab nothing.
No, but you still can grab something.
And I'm probably going to destroy it while I'm grabbing it.
I mean, but claws, because that's still you need these to grab anything. You need your thumbs. So claws would definitely be, that would be about it.
It
For
would
me.
probably be magnets.
Magnets. That's interesting. So everything can just come to you.
Yeah. Probably be
hoping,
magnets.
hoping that it can come to you because you gotta hope that it has metal on the
Yeah.
other side. So
Yeah.
That is a weird card.
Weird game.
That's weird. Well, we like to ask weird questions and just bring conversations to light that people never have had before because that's what we do on the Wine World and Tea podcast. We have conversations worth having that people don't have on normal, subjects, just things that these are table topics, things that we talk about at home that we don't talk about in public that we want to bring here to the podcast. So I hope you have enjoyed the conversation this evening, and I hope that you join us again for the next conversation on the Wine, Wealth, and Tea podcast, where you can find me on Spotify under Wine, Wealth, and Tea podcast. You can find me on YouTube as well, that's Wine, Wealth, and Tea with Chrissy D. You can also find me on Instagram, official Wine, Wealth, and Tea, and you can find me on Facebook as well. Just continue to follow us, continue to like us, continue to share, because we can't grow if nobody knows about us. So if you like what you heard, make sure you comment tonight and let us know if you want to hear something else more. Thank you again, John Cole, my brother. And I'll see you again soon.
We'll do it again soon. Thank you.
Anything else you want to say to people?
Thank you for tuning in. Everybody like and share these videos, support. We got some good topics. And see you guys soon.
All right. Bye, lovelies.
Hey, tell them I'm built different. Got a problem, I deal with it. Count it up and I count again just to make sure not a bill missing. 2020 got good vision. In my lane on the road to riches. 12 years I put.
Wine on the table, tea in the cup. Talking about life.